everyone, I'm Marti.
And I'm Mari, and welcome to MARI&MARTIE. Before we start, I just want to give a little disclaimer. It's not about the topic of this video, it's just that right now, as we are recording the audio for this video, it's April 28th, 2025, and we're in the middle of a major power outage in Portugal. Apparently it's also affecting some other cities and countries in Europe, but we're fine, we have everything we need at home to spend our time, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what else or what more could we bring to this channel. Our main topic for this video is our Dungeons & Dragons OCs and the small homebrew campaign we're doing right now. So how did this all start, our love for Dungeons & Dragons?
So we don't remember much, but we found out about Dungeons & Dragons back in 2019 to 2020. We actually did like a little small campaign with we didn't know about all of the rules, like what in the world is even a constitution save, and we didn't even have any special kind of dice or just budget in general.
Yeah, we just did a random roleplay session with a map that we drew on paper and called it Dungeons & Dragons, and honestly, that's the fun of starting out in role-playing games.
Our love for D&D ended up returning in the form of Baldur's Gate 3, released in 2023. We unfortunately do not have the game, we
never played it.
We don't have any devices that are able to play the game, but we watched gameplays of it and it's such an amazing game.
My favorite character is Halsin. No, we do not talk about the
bombastic side-eye.
Traumatized me, I'm sorry, I don't like it, boo. Anyway.
And my favorite character, I know it's very overrated, so please don't get mad at me, it's Starion. He's such a well-written character. I will never be able to write a character like him.
Yes, you will. Be confident in yourself.
The writers of Baldur's Gate and the Larian Studios did such a great job portraying him, and especially, I give kudos to Neil Newbon for being such an amazing choice for him.
Amazing actor. I have loved Neil's work since Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
So, this homebrew campaign we just mentioned at the start of the video is this small roleplay we're doing, again, without too many rules or a set of proper equipment to play it. We're just doing a small story, and I'm gonna try to explain to you without spoiling it, just because we still haven't finished the campaign.
We didn't have time yet.
Yeah, we still haven't had time to do a second session, but I'll try not to spoil it. Meanwhile, enjoy the drawings that are now going to show up on your screen of our Dungeons & Dragons OCs. It's Nora, my main OC, and for this campaign she's one of the most important NPCs. So, Tales of For Nora talks about the city or village of Falosai. Falosai is a city hidden, a small city, so I don't really know if I should label it as a village or a small city. Anyway, it's hidden in this sort of valley that's surrounded by mountains. There's a legend hidden among Falosai, and that's the part I can't spoil because Marty still hasn't reached that part of the story in the campaign, about a creature who once protected Falosai, but that creature was killed by someone who was very greedy and who is trying to become a god. Anyway, before Marty starts talking about her character Muse, I'll just briefly talk about Nora. Nora is a female half-drow, half-elf, and also a druid. Obviously, as a druid, she has a very soft spot for nature, but she kind of has a preference for aquatic creatures and realms, and you kind of get what I mean. Her father is Leorio. Leorio is a high elf that was a heroic figure. He did a lot of good for people, but he was killed. And Nora's mother was a drow, and she was part of a community, a cult of drows, and not only drows, but mostly drows, who did these weird rituals and sacrifices in the name of someone that, once again, I cannot reveal or give details about because it's a spoiler and it's related to the story and the legend of Falosai. When Nora was born, Amara was sacrificed or killed by the members of the cult because it was an offense to them that she had a child with someone who was not part of the cult and did not have the same beliefs as them. And Leorio, her father, tried to save Amara but failed during the process, and that kind of ended up in Nora being saved by, again, someone that I can't really get into details about because then that will be a huge spoiler. Anyway, Nora is a very brutal person in the way she speaks. She's very honest, but that doesn't mean that she's not kind. She's very kind to people, even though she doesn't know much about her family since both her parents died and she did not have contact with them while she was growing up, you can kind of see where she got traits from her mother and her father, and how she's slowly unveiling the truth about her birth. But yeah, she was raised in a very, very small town, a very small community that worshipped nature, and I guess I could say, like, you know how in the game you have the Emerald Grove and people who worship Sylvanas? In a community similar to that, as soon as she became an adult, she kind of became an adventurer, someone who doesn't really have a place to call home but just explores the world. And I don't know if this is like a important detail that I have to mention, but her main wild shape is a tiger-ish creature, okay? Anyway.
Now we are going to move to my character. She, is the one I'm playing as. I'm the sole player of this campaign, unfortunately. So, just to keep in mind, she's still in development, so I won't have much to say, unlike, Mari, who's literally the dungeon master, and she has, everything, like, not everything, but, a lot of stuff fleshed out.
I have a lot of stuff developed.
While my character, she already went through a lot of, like, revisions and new versions and rewrites and everything, so unfortunately I'm not still really happy with how she's turned out, so I'll just introduce her current version, that is the one in the drawings, but keep in mind, she might change in the future. So, her name is Muse. She is an Asmodeus Tiefling bard, and she's a traveling musician who performs at bars and taverns and all, and she stumbles across, Colossi in general, in one of her little adventures, and that's how, she gets into it. She's very reckless, adventurous, not afraid to say what she thinks. As my, first character for a campaign, for a more, fleshed out and genuine campaign, she's, I think, going to be a very fun character. We still haven't finished it, as Mari said, but I'm really excited to see how she's going to unveil the story and all. As you're seeing in the drawings, I'm gonna talk about some stuff. You've probably noticed, maybe or maybe not, but she has like a scar on her chin. It's kind of inspired by how Mari actually has a scar on her chin. That's
oh god,
kind of
really?
hilarious. Yeah, I can imagine maybe, because of her hellish heritage, people probably, look at her really wrong, because tieflings in general are very frowned upon in the world of D&D, so it makes sense for her to also suffer from some of that prejudice, I think I could say. I honestly imagine the scenario of how she got her scar. Maybe, when she was little, like a little kid, she wanted to play with the other kids, but she was afraid with how people are going to perceive her. And I can imagine maybe she stepped on a pebble and fell onto the ground, but she fell so hard that she broke her chin.
That's exactly what happened to me.
I am so terribly sorry. Anyways, she also is pink, and before any of you comment, yes, I know of Nixie from One for All or All for One, I don't remember. It's like a YouTube D&D series. She's also a pink tiefling, just like Muse. I know, I kind of got that whole pink tiefling thing, not from her, kind of from her too, but also when I saw in the videos of people customizing their characters in Baldur's Gate 3, and I saw that you could make pink tieflings, I was like, oh my god, yes, this is my dream thing. Though I might change, again, her design might change in the future because, her story is still in development, so yeah. I feel like that's all I have to say. I've been rambling on for a little too much, I think, especially for, someone who doesn't have that many things to say about her character. Anyways, I hope you like Muse in her current state. If you have any suggestions about what I should do with her character, maybe for backstory and other stuff in general, or on how I can maybe flesh her out more, yeah, this is all I'm gonna say about Muse, So, that's it for this video.
We hope you liked hearing about our Dungeons & Dragons Homebrew campaign, about our characters in the story we're developing and role-playing together. This is our first time talking about our OCs and original stories and, characters. So if you'd like to see more of this, comment down below. Any suggestions? I know we're always saying that, but we really value your feedback.
Thank you so much once again, and we're going to see you in the next video.
Bye-bye!